Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live.
Morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Welcome. As always, welcome to Conversations with God. This is Tracy, and we should be on page 90 ish, right? We were on page 88 last week, but we got a little distracted and we went to church last week. I don't even know how that happened, but we did, and it was fun. Um, and so we're going to get back on track and talk about the book and what God has to say to us in the book. What does God have to say to you in the book? All right, now, I have a lot going on today. I mean, a lot. And, guys, I am so grateful to all of you who helped get me this car. It has just freed my world up. It makes a big difference in my life. And I am so gratitude for everyone that helped participate and help me purchase this car. You guys are a godsend. So let's start. I don't have much to say, and like a pre-talk, except to say thank you. Excuse me, everyone. Just thank you. Um, so I'm gonna go back to no, I'm gonna go back to 88, and then that way we can get to 90. But 88 is chapter 4, if anybody's following along. And it's a different page for you if you have paperback. I do have the hardcover. I prefer paperback, but I do have the hardcover. Okay, so chapter 4, and Neil says to God, it's so funny. I love Neil. He's so funny. Woo! You inspire me. And God says, well, if God can't inspire you, who in the hell can? And Neil goes, are you always this flip? And I meant not as flippancy. He goes, oh, I see. Yes. However, it would be okay if I were being flipped, says God, wouldn't it? And Neil goes, I don't know. I'm used to my God being a little more serious. And God goes, well, do me a favor. Don't try to contain me, right? By the way, do yourself the same favor, meaning don't contain yourself. I think that's very profound. I think one of the things that we constantly run into in our lives is an order of structure that is societal based. And some of us can't live in that order of structure of society. I know I can't. And I'm so glad that I was able to break free from that belief system. Uh, for me personally, I need to be a 9 to 5 worker. I need to, have a house. I need to have a car. For me, I'm glad that I never conformed to that. Although I have to tell you, now that I'm in the Caribbean, I do want to buy a house. So it could happen, um, just so I can, it doesn't really matter. It's a consideration finally. And it might be something that I strongly put forth. That's not the point. I get off on tangents, guys. I'm so sorry. Um, Well, do me a favor, says God. Don't contain me. And then he goes, by the way, do yourself that same favor. He goes, it just so happens I have a great sense of humor. I'd say you have to, I say you have to when you see what you've done with life, wouldn't you? I mean, sometimes I just have to laugh at it all. It's all right though, because you see, I know it all and I know the outcome right to the end. And Neil goes, what do you mean by that? And he says, I mean, you can't lose in this game. You can't go wrong. It's not part of the plan. There's no way not to get where you're going. There's no way to miss your destination. If God is your target, you're in luck because God is so big. You can't miss it. That's very interesting. That's the big worry, of course. The big worry is that somehow we'll mess up and not get to ever see you, be with you. Does anybody ever think that? Does anybody ever think that, you know, you may have screwed up at some point in your life and so I don't get to see God? I would be very disappointed if that happened because I would be. I would be very disappointed if I don't know about see God, um, but I definitely want to be in his presence. I'd like to be able to say, hey God, hey, how you doing? I would love to, be in his presence, right? I know that we'll be able to see Jesus quicker than God. I think Jesus, besides, I think your ancestors come first, and then you go through another door, and Jesus is waiting for you. But I mean, it's just my belief system, so call me crazy. I think by the time you meet Jesus, I think is when he goes through the book of life with you, right? And then that's when you're like, oh, I made that mistake. Oh, that too. Oh, I did good there. Oh, okay, I did good. Okay, okay, okay. Take it. I'll take it. I'll take my licks. If it's good, if it's bad, we can just, fast forward the video, Jesus. Fast forward the video, please. Thank you, Jesus. I did not die to be punished. Earth is punishment enough. So let's just, run through the bad parts and, give me the good. I need the good, Jesus. Keep move, keep the camera moving. I actually could see myself saying that. And I actually could see Jesus saying, can I zap her? Can I? We knew she was going to be trouble. The parents warned us. Now she's here. I see what everybody is saying. Can I just zap her? And of course, God is going to tell Jesus, no, no, you can't zap her. She's good people. And this is all the stuff I had in my head. I honestly believe the shit that's coming out of my mouth. I honestly believe me. Oh, where's this? Is it the color? Oh no, it's all the same color. Oh, dark cocoa? Cocoa. Oh, I didn't even know they had dark cocoa. Okay, I brought something from the States when I went there, and it looks like it's dark cocoa. I need dark cocoa. All right. I digress because I always digress. I'm enjoying something. I'm actually looking for a file remover. My nails are so ragged. I went to get a pedicure yesterday. I didn't get a manicure because it costs too much money to get a manicure and pedicure. Man, those people make a mint off of you. Do you realize? Oh, this dark cocoa. Why does it look darker though? They make a mint off you. I'm tired of going to nail salons where they make a mint off you. I'm jealous of all the young girls in the pretty nails. I'm so jealous of them, but I don't know if I want that shit anymore. I don't want to spend my money. I don't want to give people my hard-earned money anymore so I can have nails that never last. Do you know what I mean, guys? It just never lasts. Oh my God. All right. I digress as always. I don't mind digressing. Okay, I can't find what I'm looking for. Hold on a second, guys. I'll find what I'm looking for. Maybe I put it here. I put it in here. Oh, I know. I put it in here. There you go. Found one. Okay, back to the book. Okay, so what do you mean, says Neil? And God says, I mean, you can't lose in this game. You can't go wrong. It's not part of the plan. There's no way there's no way not to get to where you're going. I love that. Can't go wrong. There's no way to get to not there's no way to miss your destination. If God is your target, you're in luck because God is so big. You can't miss it. That's the big worry, of course. The big worry is that somehow we'll mess up and not get to see you ever, not get to be with you. You mean get to heaven? And he goes, yes, we're all afraid of going to hell. That's true. I'm afraid of going to hell, to be honest with you. I think that's why I'm like trying to do so good because I'm like, brownie points. I fed a dog yesterday in the street. I'm going to start saying that to God. I fed a dog yesterday in the street, and I was like, when I got back in the car, I was like, I did good. I had to remind myself that it was, but now I'm going to start screaming out brownie points to God. I don't care. Brownie points. I literally gave the dog my salad. I didn't even want the salad. I brought it because the place that I go to sells salad that I like. But sometimes I go to them and they don't have the salad. And I hate that. But sometimes I just come for their salad. And then, so yesterday, I was actually getting pizza and they sell salad there. And I was like, okay, let me buy the salad. But I really came just for the pizza because I know I could eat the salad tonight or something. So it was okay. That's the way I'm like justifying it. Like, I'll buy the salad because I know I will eat it. And so I brought this salad. And then as I was leaving from eating the pizza inside the pizza store, I see this dog. And he's not mangy, but I always look at dogs' tails, right? Dogs' tail lets you know if they're homeless, they're abused, they're scared. So his tail was down, but he was a very, very clean dog. So I figured, okay, this dog has a home. Maybe he just is lost out of his element. And so I kept driving. But as I was driving, it's so funny because as I was driving, the dog looked at me. We locked eyes and he almost like paused, like, do you want something from me? It was so funny. And I was like, no, dog, no. I'm just sizing you up. This stuff that goes on in my head. Crazy, crazy stuff. It's just crazy. And so I went straight to a pizza shop not too far from where I saw the dog. not pizza shop, ice cream shop. Yesterday was my day of cheating, which lately I don't cheat at all. So yesterday was my day of cheating. And so once I cheat, like get pizza, then I'm going to cheat again and get ice cream. I'm not going to cheat pizza and then wait till next week to get ice cream. No, if I'm going to cheat, I'm chowing down on everything I don't give myself permission to have, right? And so I go to get pizza, not pizza, ice cream. And same thing, I decide to sit in the ice cream parlor and eat my ice cream, play on my phone, eat my ice cream. Really enjoyed my moment in the ice cream place. Now I say this to say because of timing, God got jokes, right? And so I come out of the ice cream parlor and I see the same dog trying to cross the street, right? And I said to God, he's gonna kill himself. And I said, I probably can't stop him, right? Because I call the dogs around here suicide dogs, right? Suicidal dogs, suicide dogs. That's what they call them around here. And I said, I probably can't stop him from, hurting himself. But if he's in search of food and I give him, I swear, I'm going through this in my head. Like, you have no idea the conversations I have with God. And I go, if I give him food, at the very least, I could maybe help him think better, right? And I said to myself, I want to carry around dog food or cat food or something, like for moments like this, but I don't need to carry that shit around. I don't have an animal. In any case, I digress. I go and I remember I have this salad, chicken salad. And I said, I'm going to give him the chicken salad. And so I call him over, stop him from going in the street and getting himself killed. Oh my God. And I give him the chicken salad. But I have to coax him over, right? And be like, hey, doggy, hey, look, look, look. And show him the food. And he's tempered, right? So you know a good dog. He's tempered, right? He's not angry. He's like, what do you, like, are you bothering me? Like, what do you want? That looks like food. Is that food you're trying? It was so funny. And I said, come get the food. Look, come get the food. So I open the salad, place it on the ground, and I walk away because he's not coming near me as long as I stand there. I walk away and I keep looking back, and sure enough, the dog eats the food. Here's the part that's interesting. When I took the time to feed the dog, my impression was to stop him from running into the street. So I said, if I just feed him, he won't run into the street. He'll think about left or right, right? And dogs have that capability. He'll think. But if he's hungry and he's in search of food, he may not be thinking. So I sit in my car and I wait and I watch him eat the food. And he only ate the chicken, I promise you. He did not eat the whole salad. And I was like, oh man, I wish I had dressing on it because he might have ate it if I had dressing on it. And then I see the dog walk away. And what does he do? He walks away, away from the street and away from the cars. And that was validation. I was like, oh, exactly what I wanted is exactly what he did. So I feel like I saved a dog's life temporarily, or at least long enough to get him back to his original owners because he was not a street dog, right? In any case, I say that to say brownie points, brownie points. I'm gonna start showing God my brownie points in case by the time I get up there they forget. So I'm gonna start announcing it out loud. And so when it's time for the book review of my life, I'm going to go, Jesus, just go straight to brownie points. You don't have a whole section on brownie points? Because I did a lot of brownie. Okay. Let me say hi to everyone. Hi, Colton. Hey, Rhonda. Good morning, blessings, Bree. That truth, Tracy. Rhonda says, good morning. That nice trailer. All right. Who else is here? That's nice, Tracy. Oh, that's nice. Right? Right? Brownie points, Rhonda. And when I say brownie points, I'm going to put my fist up in the air to God to let him know I got brownie points. Remember me. Lord have mercy. All right, let's go. Let's finish this page. And God goes, you mean get to heaven? And Neil goes, yes, we're all afraid of going to hell. So you've placed yourself there to begin with in order to avoid going there? Interesting strategy. You've placed yourself there to begin with in order to avoid going there. Interesting. There you are, being flippant. I can't help it, says God. The whole hell thing brings out the worst in me. That's so funny. That was God talking. Good grief, you're a regular comedian, says Neil. That's so funny. This part is hilarious to me. It took you this long to find out? Look at the world lately. Which brings me to another question, Neil says. Why don't you fix the world? Oh, Neil. Oh, Neil. Oh, Neil. I'm not co-signing that. Oh, Neil. Why don't you fix the world? And then God says to him, why don't you? Ah. And Neil says, I don't have the power. Well, that's a conversation that's going to turn left, right? Don't we all believe we don't have the power? Isn't that the way we all operate? I do not have the power, God, to do what you do. Isn't that something interesting? Nonsense, says God. You have the power, you have the ability right now to the end. Interesting. Interesting. Right now to end world hunger this minute, to cure diseases this instant. What if I told you your own medical profession holds back cures, refuses to approve alternative medicines and procedures because they threaten the very structure of the healing profession? We do know that, right? We know that there is a cure for cancer, right? We know that they won't tell us. So rather than understand that there's a cure for cancer, they put more cancers out there because the cancer business is big. What if I told you that governments of the world do not want to end hunger? Would you believe me? I've had a hard time with that. I know that populist view, but I can't believe it's actually true. No doctor wants to deny a cure. No countryman wants to see his people die. And God goes, no individual doctor. That's true. meaning there's not an individual doctor that's not wanting to find a cure for cancer. That's not what God is saying. God is saying that the information is out there and that Big Brother doesn't want you to be cured, right? That's what God is saying. And God goes, no individual doctor, you're right. No particular countryman, you're right. You're absolutely right. Hold on, guys. But doctoring and politicking have become institutionalized. And it's the institution that fight these things, sometimes subtly, sometimes even unwittingly, but inevitably because these institutions, because to those institutions, it's a matter of survival. And so, to give you just one simple and obvious example, doctors in the West deny the healing efficacies of doctors in the East because to accept them, to admit that certain alternative modalities might just provide some healing, it would be to tear the very fabric of the institution as it is structured itself. This is not malevolent, malevolent, yet it's insidious. The profession doesn't do this because it's evil. It does it because it's scared. All attack is a call for help. Okay. And then Neil goes, I read that in A Course of Miracles. Has anybody ever found the book A Course in Miracles? We tried looking for the book A Course in Miracles in book club, and for some reason we could not find it. And if we can't find a particular book, then there must be some truth that people are hiding. Has anybody ever read the book A Course in Miracles? We found other books that was like an explanation to A Course in Miracles, but I don't want anybody to explain to me what the book A Course in Miracles is asking us to understand. I just want to read the book. I'm going to check it on Amazon again, but I could not find it. Can somebody look on Amazon and see if you could find the actual book A Course in Miracles? We tried to read it in book club, and let me tell you something, it did not come out. I would like that to be my next book, but I already have a book planned for you guys. And this is the book, and you can get it from Goodreads. It's only on the internet. You will not find it anyplace else. I don't even know how I got the hard copy. The Company of Prophets. That's going to be the next book. You can find it online at goodreads.com. All right. Where's my phone? Let me see if I can find it. Where's my phone? Here it is. See if I can find A Course in Miracles. Oops. Um, Course in Miracles. Oh, Amazon. Or I could check Barnes and Nobles too. Come on, come on. I don't care about Prime Days. A Course in Miracles. A Course in so they have a lot of Course in Miracles. You got the Course in Miracles workbook, the Course in Miracles Made Easy. The person I'm looking for, I believe, is Helen Schumann. A Course in Miracles original edition. I'm gonna try that. See, you always see A Course in Miracles, but this one that I found says a workbook for students. I don't understand why I can't find just the book. Course in Miracles. Let's see something. See, or I find A Course in Miracles, text, workbook, manual for teachers. I don't understand why I just can't find the book. Maybe I should A Course in Miracles, a workbook for students, A Course in Miracles. Let's see. Found something here. Let me just add this to cart. Um, so you have to be really careful because it's always a manual for students, a textbook, but just the book, A Course in Miracles, just the book is what I'm looking for. Then there's this Course in Miracles deluxe gift set, but why is it like 5 different books? See, workbook, original edition text. Did she write this by hand? You know, guys, I'm writing a book right now, and what I wanted to do was write it. I mean, I did. I wrote it by hand, but I think I want to present it in my own handwriting. I don't know why. I don't want to type it out. I don't know why. So I'm finished with it, and my problem is how do I package it now? And I actually don't know if I want it to turn into an ebook, which is the easiest way to get information to everyone. But I don't know if I want to do that. I feel like when you put so much work and thought into something that I really just want to package it in parchment paper, probably, and give you my handwritten notes. That's what I feel like I want to do. So I think I'm going to do it that way. Um, I found the Made Easy volume by the same author. Okay. Sweet, send me a picture of the cover. That book looks appealing. It really does. Like, I've been trying to read this book forever, but it's been evading me. And I feel like if it's evading me, Sweet Carmel, I feel like there's something in there so profound that they don't want the masses to know that this woman um, got a gift from God and told a story. And now the publishers are like, if if the public finds this out, it could change their perception. And we like the public stupid. So I feel like they hid her book from the view of the public. Hey, Stephen. I think I may still have the book. Gotta ask my husband. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me see. Sweet Carmel is sending me something. Hmm. Oh, no. Look at the author. It says Alan Cohen. So there's, again, you see the trickery that comes with this? A Course in Miracles Made Easy, Mastering the Journey from Fear to Love, but it's by Alan Cohen. But you see the trickery that I keep trying to tell you is out there, that I feel like they're hiding this book, but I can't figure out like why. You see what I'm saying? I don't like that. I really don't like that. Like, why do they keep hiding this book from all of us? What's in it? All right, guys, we are on the hunt for an original book of A Course in Miracle by Helen Schumann. I don't want the workbook. I don't want the textbook. You do not either. Workbook for students, manual for teachers. Where's the book? Give me the book. The original book. We're on a hunt. Are we? Do we agree? So don't purchase the book unless we talk about it, because I don't want you to waste your money and find out that you're not getting what you thought you were paying for. So don't waste your money right now. Okay? Let's investigate. You know, you guys have my text number, and you could be like, hey, Tracy, is this the book? Right? Something's in that book they do not want the masses to know. I'm telling you. Something profound, something life changing. And that brings me back to what God said, right? God said, um, no individual doctor would want you to die. No particular countryman would want you to die. You're right. But doctoring and politicking have become institutionalized. And it's the institution that fight these things, sometimes subtly, sometimes unwittingly, but inevitably, because to those institutions, it's a matter of survival. And so, to give you just one simple and obvious example, doctors in the West deny the healing efficacies of doctors in the East, because to accept them, to admit that certain alternative modalities might just provide some healing, would be to tear the very fabric of the institution as it has structured itself. That's not malevolent, yet it is insidious. The profession doesn't do this because it's evil, it does it because it is scared. All attack is a call for help. And then Neil goes, I read that in the course. I read that in A Course in Miracles. And God says, I put it there. And then God goes, boy, you have an answer for everything. And when God says, I put it there, he's the one that gave Helen what to write in a book. So God goes, I put it there. Which reminds me, we only just started getting to the questions. We were discussing how to get your life on track, how to get it to take off. I was discussing the process of creation. Yes, I kept interrupting. That's all right. Let's just get back, because we don't want to lose the thread of something that's very important. Life is a creation, not a discovery. Wow. Wow. That's profound. Life is a creation, not a discovery. All right. I took care of this. I feel happy now. That's profound, huh, guys? You do not live each day to discover what it holds for you, but to create it. Has everybody ever thought of that? Rhonda, I don't know if the person is still alive. I have no idea. That's a good question. They have truth in the book and they don't want the public to know. I agree. Hi, that one weirdo. What a unique name. How are you today? All right. Um, You do not live each day to discover what it holds for you, but to create it. You are creating your reality every minute, probably without knowing it. Mm. Here's why that is so and how that works. I have created you in an image of God and likeness of God. God is the creator. You are three beings in one. You can call these three aspects of being anything you want: Father, Son, Holy Ghost, mind, body, spirit. Remember, we went over this early in the book. Superconscious, conscious, subconscious. Creation is a process that proceeds from these three parts of your body. Put another way, you create all three levels. The tools of creation are thought, word, deed. All creation begins with thought. Remember, we talked about that. Nothing exists, zero exists without it being a thought first. Not even a pregnancy of a baby. There's always a thought that will precede the sperm meeting the egg. You know how to say, oh, it was an accident. No, no. You thought it up and created it up. All creation begins with thought, proceeds from the Father. All creation then moves to word. Ask and you shall receive. Speak and it shall be done unto you. All creation is fulfilled in deed, and the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. Have you guys ever thought of it that way? I'm liking what I'm reading. I'm liking what God is putting down. Just want to highlight it. All creation begins with thought, proceeds from the Father. All creation then moves to word. Ask and you shall receive. Speak and it shall be done unto you. All creation is fulfilled in deed, and the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. It's so nice, right? So if you have an idea, you have a book idea, you have a invention, right? You want to make a baby, right? It's the thought first. You want to get married, it's the thought first, right? You want to go back to school, it's the thought first. And then with the word, you produce what you want. So you say out loud, I want to go back to school. Ask and you shall receive. So I wonder if asking is part of the word. God, can I go back to school? God, can I own a home? Interesting. It feels different when I ask, by the way, because it feels like when I don't ask, then it feels like I have to create getting a home. But when I ask, it's kind of like that relationship you have with your parents, where you're like, can I go to prom? Can I stay out late? It feels like that, but that's not a bad thing with God, right? Because as an adult, God wants you to have the things that you want to have. It just feels different when I asked out loud. So I'm wondering if that's the key to getting everything that you want. Not just assuming that God knows your pain, right? In church, they teach us that God knows your pain. But do we need to produce the right words to God? Because although God knows our pain or God knows what we want, if we don't speak it, if we don't ask for it, then no one has to take it seriously. So, and that's not just for God. God has all his angels and guides around you, although you may not know it, but they're all around you, protecting you. I think when you go to bed at night, they are hanging out in your living room. Some of them are protecting your front door. There's a Nike commercial that's my absolute favorite. It always comes out around Christmas time. It's a little girl and a dad, and they're running in from the rain, but outside you see these like big monster teddy bears, right? Protecting the front door. It's so, I love this IKEA commercial. In any case, that stuff is actually true, right? Very true, right? And by the way, all your angels that you think is, no, your angels can look grotesque. They can have 10 eyes in a circle. I promise you. You want a monster with 10 eyes, right? Because they got to see from all angles to protect you. That's what you want. Angels are not like the Wizard of Oz. Oh, hello, I'm the good angel. Bullshit. They're monsters. I'm not trying to scare you, but it's true. So maybe it comes down to asking, speaking, asking for it to come to fruition, right? And then creation is fulfilled indeed, and the word was made flesh, and what you want will come to you in a tangible kind of way. God is talking about creation from his beginnings of us, but we all have the ability to create the way God has created. Because why? Because we are God. God is in me. God is in you. I promise you. Who's here that's a nurse that wanted to become a nurse? You thought about it first, right? Then you said it out loud to someone because you would have had to, right? Then you filled out nursing applications at universities, right? And then you went to school, and then you took the test. And what did you say when you took the test? I want to pass this test. I get people that call me all the time, and they're like, Tracy, will I pass the test? And it's mortifying when people say that to me, right? Especially for nurses. Nurses and used to be lawyers, but lawyers don't call me as much anymore. And they would say, will I pass this test? I'm not your God. Don't ask me if you're going to pass a test. And if you're calling me, you're setting yourself up to fail because you're putting everything on me. And if I say, yes, you're going to pass this test, this nursing test, sometimes it's SATs, GMAT, I get questions for the big guns, but since COVID, I don't get these questions as much anymore. Then I get people, when they call me, I get people that don't work to pass the test. So, because I see all, they think that I can see whether or not they will pass the test. However, I also can see that what is inherited in the question is concern. So if you have a concern to ask me a question, we now have to deal with the concern, not the answer that you think you want to hear, because you will fail. If I say, yes, you will pass the test, right? And I learned this lesson. God is so good. He will teach you lessons that will come back later on you, right? And so I was young. I had just started this psychic world. I was working out of a store in California. And a woman came in and she said, am I going to get evicted? She was an old Armenian woman. To my day, I will never forget her. And I looked at the cards and I said, you will not get evicted. And she was so relieved. She was, oh my God, I'm so relieved. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And then she left. And 3 months later, she came back and she said, you're a liar. You're a liar. I asked you if I would get evicted and you said, no, I am evicted. And I stood there taking a beating from this woman because I can't imagine being evicted. And I stood there and I said, what happened? There's no way God gave me the wrong information. I don't believe that. what happened. And I'm standing there in shock. I'm looking at her and she's yelling at me. And I allowed her to yell because she's in a mental space that I can't cure today in this moment. And I waited to get the information. And then I said, ma'am, did you do what you were asked to do? Did you follow up on the paperwork to respond to the eviction? Did you have the money for your landlord? You know, were you speaking in aggressive tones like you're doing me right now? It turns out she got herself evicted. And no psychic in a reading could have helped her with that. She didn't do the right things to not get evicted. She laid on the laurels of a psychic to help her understand that she's not going to get evicted. And because I was young, I didn't understand. I didn't understand an eviction process. So I didn't understand to tell her, make sure you have your money ready. You're going to go to court. Make sure you answer the paperwork when it comes in. You're going to get paperwork from the court. Make sure you answer it. It's called answering. You've got to send it back in. You got to send it back in before the deadline. And then you're going to have to go to court. You're going to have to explain to the judge and the landlord, like, how you got here. But you're willing to make it up. She did none of those things. But she laid on my word. And so after that, I was always conscious of making people understand that something can happen for the greater good. You have to put in the work. Just in you asking the question tells me that there's a problem. So when someone says to me, especially nurses, because I get a lot of, young nurses, and they go, am I going to pass the test? Immediately, I know you have a problem with passing the test. And so I look at the cards better, and then I can decipher from the cards what stress levels you're at. Do you have a husband that doesn't want you to pass the test? Do you have a parent that's sick? Right? I had to tell one nurse, I don't care that your dad is in the hospital. You bring your nursing book to the hospital and you study by his bedside. You don't go to the hospital crying, oh, dad, crying. Don't do that. Because God has got your dad. Whether he stays or whether he goes, God has got him. But you will be amongst the living regardless of what happens. If your dad gets to stay, God bless you, right? You get to spend more. But if he doesn't get to stay, you still a part of the living. And we can't have all these excuses because nobody wants to hear it. My dad died. I get it. Nobody wants to hear it. That's why companies only give you 3 days to grieve, which is bullshit. But basically, they're saying, I don't want to hear it. And I said to one girl, if your dad doesn't make it, your dad is still going to want you to be a nurse, not grieving over him and losing opportunities, delaying opportunities. So I told her, go to the hospital. He'll be sleeping most of the times anyway. And you know what I told one nurse? These are two different nurses, by the way. I told one nurse, read the book, the nursing book, read it to your dad. Read what you need to learn to your dad. But passing the test is going to be on you, not on me. You don't get to pass that torch. You get to work hard at passing that test. Right? And then I get people that are just tired. These poor nurses, they go through nursing school and, you know, interning, and now they got to study for these poor nurses. They go through so much. And they're overwhelmed by the time it's time to pass the nursing boards. They are overwhelmed. Most of them got children. These aren't young kids. Most of them got children's relationships. Sometimes the relationships are breaking up just when it's time for you to be successful. Just when it's time for you to be successful, your partner causes trouble for you to stop you from studying. You got to look at all of that. And I told another nurse, then go to your mother's house to study. If you can't study because he's like in your ear and, having psychotic breaks or whatever, then don't go home to study. Go to your mother's house. Your mother's not going to want you to fail. So she's going to be like, come on in. Go in my bedroom. Go study, baby. That's what a mother's going to do for the most part. Sometimes we got mothers that don't want us to be successful. So those children can't pass. It's a nightmare. Under no circumstances do you fail. You make it through because you can. Right? And so all creation begins with thought. All creation that moves to word. Speak, and it shall be done. Ask, and it shall be done. All creation is fulfilled with deed. Yes. Yes, you will pass that test. Do you understand? Then I can confidently say, you will pass that test because we had a conversation about passing that test. What is the original? Oh, thank you. Hold on. We got somebody working. It's got a psychic detective working on this. What is the original? We're asking, clearly explain. How does it compare the early Xerox copies of the manuscript made before publication? In 1969, the scribing of the text and workbook was finished by Helen Schumer and co-scribed Bill Thetford. This resulted in what is referred to as the urtext. The pages stand about 2 feet high when placed in a stack. Wow. At this time, a lengthy process of retyping the course began. Bill Thetford was adamant that no changes be made other than man correcting the typing errors and removing specifically personal material. Jesus designated Bill to be the one in charge of all changes. In the spring of 1972, the dedication of the third volume, Manual for Teachers, began. In September 1972, the retyping of the text was completed. The transcribing of the third and final volume, the Manual for Teachers, was completed. So, should I be getting the Manual for Teachers? Ken Wapnick was included in a group of 6 people who received a copy of the 1972 manuscript. And approximately 6 months after becoming a close friend of Helen's, at the end of 1973, Ken encouraged her to work with him to edit the document in order to make it more printer ready. Ken describes in his own words what transpired at this time. I commented to Helen and Bill that I thought the manuscript needed some additional editing. Some of the personal professional material still remained and seemed inappropriate for published editions. This was the editing project which Ken and Helen finished in little over a year, the spring of 1975. Hi, Trina. Judith Scott met Helen, Bill, and Ken after editing the project had been completed. The manuscript was typed one final time by an elderly Mary Knowles sister and was ready for its journey into the public arena as a trimmed down and publication ready A Course in Miracles. Hmm. However, the 1972 manuscript, before it was edited, had been seen by only a few people. Helen and Bill sent a copy to Hugh Lynn Casey, who's Edgar Casey's son, at the Association for Research and Enlightenment. Eventually, the manuscript was stored in the ARE library where it was discovered, put into digital format, and placed on the internet by persons unknown. After the HLC manuscript was discovered on the internet in 1999, it came as quite a surprise to the course community. It should be also noted that the urtext, which is the rough original typing from shorthand notes, was obtained legally from the Library of Congress by the parties being sued, Endeavor Academy and CIMS. A copy was illegally leaked by outside parties. This 1972 manuscript was not legally able to be published until the copyright on the 1975 edition, which was then ruled null and void in 2003. When the course was found to have been placed in public domain, that ruling also applied to the predecessor renditions. We are just happy that we have the freedom now to read any version that we choose. When Absence from Felicity was published by Kenneth Warnock, we no longer read the special messages and original transcript in the urtext, very first typing before HLC, and now we can. We hope that this answers a lot of your questions. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us, Course in Miracles Society. Damn. This said a lot. So, ACIM comparison of versions. You seem to have authorized. Oh, wow. But the following are various editions and explanations of A Course in Miracles, which students may choose. Oh, this is very profound. Look at you doing all this work for the peoples. So, should I get the ACIM version? Course in Miracles original edition. What is it about this book that people just don't want you to know? Interesting. Holy child, this is that history. We're going to have to read that over again because that history was amazing to hear. Whew. Thank you, Sweets Carmel. This is amazing. All right. What did you get out of it, Sweets Carmel? I have 3 nieces out of nurses, and I don't know how they do it. Sometimes the doctors are worse than the patient. Oh, the doctors are fucked up. I worked in a hospital. Sweets Carmel says, "Oh my God, I always say thank you, God, for helping me pass this test." Trina Monique Hearn. I didn't even see your last name. That's my married name. Aw. Wonder if you're related to any of the Hearns, Trina, in New York City or North Carolina. No, wait, I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know. But my ex-husband spells it the same way. Hearn, Hearne. ARE library. What is that, sweetie? Hold on. Everybody saying hi, Trina. All right. All creation begins with thought that proceeds from the Father. You don't get to have this thought without God. All creation then moves to word, ask, you shall receive, speak, and it shall be done unto you, for you. All creation is fulfilled with deed, and the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. That which you think of, but thereafter never speak of, creates at one level. That which you think of, but thereafter never speak of, creates at one level. That which you think of and speak of creates at another level. That which you think, speak, and do becomes manifest in your reality. Let me highlight that. Are we understanding why sometimes success doesn't show up, right? You know, I can appreciate IG and TikTok because it's through IG and TikTok that we've all learned how to manifest, right? All you do is see manifestation mantras. You know, money comes to me easily. Money da 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 ba da ba ba da ba da ba da. So I appreciate IG, but if money's gonna come to you easily, don't we have to work hard for it, right? Don't we have to get up and produce something for money come to us easily, right? But I appreciate IG because they triggered something inside of people, especially if you have a business, right? Then you really should use mantras like that. Money comes to me easily. My clients come to me easily, right? It'll make a big difference, right? Let me just see something. Hold on a second. Camera. We got to read Sharon P. Carson's book, and she compared Steve's book from her book. And just in hearing her speak, like I want to read her book. All right. Hold on a second. Do you ever feel like there's not enough time in your day to get everything that you want to speak on? Like all of a sudden, I'm like overwhelmed because I want to be able to complete my. Before we proceed any further, we are going to be so many things I need to get rid of in my book and my phone. We are going to do tarot class starting October 15th. All right. We're going to be doing tarot class. If anybody wants to join tarot class, it'll be on October 15th. Please get this book, Tarot Circles and Cycles. It's on Amazon. This is with my great, great friend, Jason D. McKean. Why is his name not here? Oh, Lord. His name is Jason D. McKean. He's my really, really good friend. Love Jason. I don't know why his name is not here, though. That's weird. Let me type it in. Jason D. McKean is his name. And let's see, hopefully it will show up. It's not here. Oh, put it through. Okay. That's the book that we will be learning from by Jason D. McKean. Tarot Circles and Cycles, reading the flow of energy in tarot. So, if you want to learn tarot, I teach it, but the way I teach tarot is to open you guys up spiritually. That's how I teach tarot. It's about spiritually restructuring your thought processes, and I do it through the tarot cards. So you learn tarot, but you'll also open up your spirituality, which is the bigger gift. Like learning tarot, everybody thinks is the ends all. It's not. It's being a spiritually developed person that understands right from wrong, kindness, that understands that if you make a mistake, you can just say, I'm sorry, God. And know that God is going to forgive you because spiritually you have resonated with a better soul that's operating out here, right? You're not resonating with guilt and evil and, I'll never get to heaven because I didn't feed the dog, right? Sometimes you just got to say, fuck it. Fuck. I'm learning a new word. Fuck it. And that's not against God, even though my grandson, when he came to Earth, he told me to stop cursing. And I was like, what? He goes, like, he didn't even know what cursing was. He goes, stop cursing, Dory. And I was like, did God send you? God? Is that you? But of course, I won. And so he started cursing. One day he comes to me at his dad's house, and I was coming to visit him, but carry him back to Los Angeles. And he waited till everybody was gone, and he walks up to me and he goes, this is bullshit. I was like, don't you dare curse around me. Don't you do it, because they're just going to blame me if they hear you. In any case, he doesn't curse, I promise you. It was a one-off. To think, speak, and do something which you do not truly believe is impossible. Therefore, the process of creation must include belief or knowing. This is absolute faith. This is beyond hoping. This is knowing of certainty. By your faith shall ye be healed. Therefore, The doing part of creation always includes knowing. It's a gut level clarity. It's a total certainty. It's a complete acceptance as a reality of something. The place of knowing is a place of intense and incredible gratitude. It is thankfulness in advance, and that perhaps is the biggest key to creation. To be grateful before and for the creation. Such taking for granted is not only condoned but encouraged. It is a sure sign of mastery. All masters know in advance that the deed, the action, has been done. Celebrate and enjoy all that you create. You have created. To reject any part of it is to reject a part of yourself. Whatever it is that is now presenting itself as part of your creation, own it, claim it, bless it, be thankful for it. Seek not to condemn it. And then he adds, God damn it. Right? I use that phrase a lot. God damn it. But then I changed it to God damn it. So I'm not calling out God's name in a damn it kind of way. That's the way I changed it. But he is saying when you say God damn it, you are condemning it. I get it now. For to condemn it is to condemn yourself. Therefore, in some aspect of your creation, you find you do not enjoy, bless it, and simply change it. If there is some aspect of your creation you find you do not enjoy, bless it, simply change it. Choose again. Go forth a new reality. Think a new thought. Say a new word. Do a new thing. Do this magnificently, and the rest of the world will follow. Ask it. Call for it. Say it. I am the life. I am the way. Follow me. This is how to manifest God's will on earth as it is in heaven. You know, I was speaking to one of my neighbors here, and my neighbor is a banker, right? And then my neighbor, when I actually had a chance to talk with him, I never really had a conversation with him. My neighbor said, very casually, by the way, like I pick up on everything. And he's like, oh, no, I must have said to him, my car came. No, I didn't say that. He very casually just said, I'm in banking because I actually used to be a pilot and I saw the industry changing. And he says, whenever there's an economic issue, pilots are the first to have complications. And I was like, really? And so he researched and thought about it and chose banking. And he realized banking is an industry that is sustainable for him. And that brings me back to this passage in the book, right? Because that's two different areas, right? Like you were a pilot, but now you're a banker. And if there is some aspect of creation you find you do not enjoy or that there's a problem in the industry, bless it and simply change it. Choose again. Go forth a new reality. You can, he proved to me, you can be a pilot and you can be a banker. You know? And even he said, he's like, I had people that were like, you're going into banking from being a pilot, and he was practical. He's like, this is an industry that is sustainable. I get it. He says, no, God says, think a new thought, say a new word, do a new thing, do this magnificently, and the rest of the world will follow you. Ask it to. Ask the world to follow you in a new thought, in a new direction, in a new you. It's so beautiful. This is so beautiful right now. Excuse me. Call for it to say, I am the life and the way. Follow me, right? I am the psychic. I want to be a psychic. Follow me, universe. Open up this road for me. Give me everything I need to be the best psychic out there. I will listen. I will follow you as you follow me. I will open up and I won't let others deter me. I won't let people make me feel bad about myself because I am a psychic. I'm going to start saying, what do you do for a living? I don't really do that in the Caribbean, though, because nobody understands the outwardly of speak. There's very religious people here, so I'm just trying not to hurt people. I'm not scared, but it's just like, sometimes, you just want to you don't want to bring drama on you. So I do tell people I counsel all day, and I love that because that is true. And by the way, I'm a certified counselor. I'm a certified domestic DV, they call it domestic violence counselor. So I have the credentials, and what I'm saying is no longer a lie because I got educated. And yet, for a living, I am a psychic. But I love being a psychic. I really, really love being a psychic. I'm so passionate about it. It brings me life. And it shows me so much when I can see things into your life when I do a reading. By the way, me and Lamar cut to, let me see. Um, Let me just end this. It is all as simple as that. If these 10 steps are all we need, why does it not work that way for most? Okay, Neil, I can't do this with you. Let's go over it one more time. Here's why, okay, you do not live each day to discover what it holds for you, but to create it. That's why you live. You live to create. Can we really create our destiny? Are there multiple possibilities? Yes, I just gave you an example where my neighbor was a pilot. Now he's a banker. Yes. Yes, there are always multiple possibilities. And God said, if you don't like something in that possibility, change it. That means you could be, let's say, a flight attendant, but you don't like the company that you're working for. You don't like Spirit, right? Change it. Say to God, I don't like this job. I'm going to stay here, but I'm going to start looking at other airlines. Boom, your angels and guides will go find that job for you before you can blink an eye, right? There are multiple possibilities always. Remember that as you're growing in this world. Have the freedom to know you don't have to be stuck anymore. That's our grandparents, right? Our grandparents stayed at the same fucking job for thousands of years. And then they retire, and within 5 years, they're dead because they were never happy. So, yeah, you can create your own destiny, and there are multiple possibilities. Some of us have to work a 9 to 5. I had to work a 9 to 5, but then on my off days and in the evenings, I did psychic work. I just enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed it more than my 9 to 5. And then I said to God, can I just do this? If it's meant to be, will you allow me to do this? Right? And if it wasn't meant to be, God wouldn't allow me to do it. He would have kept me at the 9 to 5, but at the 9 to 5, I'm contained, right? I don't get to meet the masses. I get to meet the masses on YouTube. I couldn't do that someplace else. Thank you, Rhonda. Yes, she goes, I remember my grandparents worked at the same job, but that wasn't happy. And they stayed there for a long time. Yes, I don't want to work at a job forever. I want to be happy. I really do. And even like one of my goals, y'all don't know this. I think Sweets Carmel is the only one that remembered because I've been talking about this kind of stuff for years. But I said years ago, I said, I've had every job, and so I can relate to everyone. I've never been a prostitute. I've never been a stripper. I don't want to be a prostitute. I don't want to be a stripper, right? But I wouldn't mind exercising on a pole every once in a while, right? And I said one of the things I wish I could have accomplished was being a waitress. But in California, you can't be a waitress because you got to look like a 5'10" model. And I didn't have that. So I could never be a waitress. And I was like, I just want to be a waitress. And so, cut two, I come to the Caribbean, and anybody can be a waitress here. And I didn't know I wanted to be a waitress here because I was already well established as a psychic medium. And so, why would I want to be a waitress at my age? Crazy. But then I was like, no, that's a goal of mine. I've always wanted to be a waitress. And now I'm a waitress. And I love it. And God heard me. It just took years for me to get to a space where I could accomplish that goal. And it really is a goal for me. Like I have very low expectations of myself. Like I really wanted to be a waitress. I really love my job. I love the people that I work with. Have the greatest boss ever, right? She's got great kids, right? And the only thing I don't like is that it's so hot because most waitresses in the Caribbean work in the elements outside. And I hate the hotness. Translate, you are funny. You are hilarious. We'll talk about the 369 another time. I might have a video on the 369, but I don't like to get distracted from um, what we are talking about currently because it's so easy to get distracted. And I've just learned not to. But let me see if I have a video. Oh my God, that is too funny. I guess I never did the 369 method. Are you sure? Damn it. All right. Guess I never did a video on it. I'm shocked that I didn't. That's not like me. All right. Oh, wait. Maybe Tesla. Maybe Tesla. Let me see. They're here. I love this video. Um, I don't know. I had Lamar on for an hour. Let me see. Um, I think I did a video with Lamar about Tesla. So I'm just gonna put it in the feed and take a look at the feed. Share. Copy. I'm gonna have to listen to this one because I think we did talk about the 369 method here. But I know I did it. See, that's why I don't like getting excuse me, distracted. Excuse me, guys. All right. You discussed it but haven't done a video on it. I think this might be the video that I did with Lamar. I think. So check out, screenshot that and check out, or check out, let me see, check out Tuesdays with group mates. You guys remember when I was doing Tuesdays with group mates? I always come up with great ideas. Tuesdays with group mates, Lamar Townsend. So, Tuesdays with group mates with Lamar Townsend. Where was I when I did this? Oh, I was in my, oh, I was in the Caribbean, because I could tell by my outfit. I don't know, I've changed a lot since coming to the Caribbean. Hmm. In any case, Tuesdays with group mates with an uh, Elon Musk and Tesla, and I think this is where we discussed it. I guess I'm gonna listen to it later. Tracy, what matters as long as you're happy. True. I really love waitressing. I really do. I really do. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to end here because I just have a lot to do. So, I don't want to, let me see. Yeah, I don't want to continue on, right? I think we covered a lot today. I hope. I hope, you know, something got through. See, Rhonda, I can't discuss it right now. See what you did, Mercedes? Here's what I'll do. I'll do another video with Lamar. Okay? Maybe we can talk about it tonight. Lamar and I are coming on tonight, guys, to do live readings. I don't know. Wait. God damn it. Hold on. Today's my son's birthday. Happy birthday, son. Where's Lamar? Oh, darn it. Lamar. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he didn't create the new thing for me. Darn it. I know he does so much work. I can create my own. Take the date out. In any case, we're coming on tonight, right? Live readings tonight at 10 p.m. So come join us. Come listen to us. It'll be on my channel, it'll be on Lamar's channel. Check the description so that you could see how to pay. Check the descriptions. I'm going to set mine up right now. Allow. Let me just set it up right now. It's just easier. What did he say? Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. All right, let me just set it up right now. Stream to audience. Nicki and Cardi and Offset. Offset and Petty. You know, that guy Petty, he has the perfect name. He's so ridiculous. Offset and Petty. Petty lost. Offset and Petty losing at the game. And then Double the Pleasure. No, wait. Double Double the Pleasure. Psychic readings by two psychics, Lamar and Tracy. Tracy Brown live. Go to Tracy Brown live. Copy. Copy. Come on, work with me. Paste. Return. Return. Now let me go back over here. Oh my God. If you realize all the work that goes into being the only person that handles your life, you, although I do have an assistant, I'm so grateful for my assistant. God bless him. If you go in the description, you will see how to pay. And Lamar put it for 10:15 tonight, which I'm grateful. Damn, characters are too long. All right. 121. At least they tell you. What you guys? Oh, you can't wait for the live tonight? Oh, thank you, Mercedes. Did you get a reading? Mercedes, are you the same one that got a reading yesterday? Thank you, everyone. Lamar and Tracy, two psychics. I can take that out. Y'all don't know we psychics by now. Psychic readings. Just trying to. Oh, I know what I could do. I could take this out too. Come on, work with me. 9 letters left. All right, I know what to do here. Double pleasure. Double pleasure. Oh, still got 6 left. All right, double pleasure reading, 2 psychics. All right, double pleasure by Lamar and Tracy. Double pleasure readings. Let's see if I can get this in. Readings. Readings by Lamar and Tracy. Okay, I think we're good there. Select all, copy. All right, I think we're good there. Done. Now let's look at this. Take it out. Paste. Oh, happy birthday to your son, Tracy. Thank you, sweetie. Aw, thank you. All right, I think we are good. So remember, on my channel, go to the descriptions. You will be able to see how to pay. All right. Change the audience. It's done. Good, 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 good. So we're going to be talking about Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and Offset and um, the stupid petty guy. So petty. Like he lives up to his name, right? I will be watching Tracy while listening to. I will be watching Tracy while listening to Lamar. What does that mean? Oh my god. But yeah, I think ask Lamar if we can talk about the 369 method associated with Tesla, not Elon. Cars. Tesla was a whole scientist and he was amazing. So we'll pick another day during the live reading, but we'll talk about 369 method. I think Lamar would like that and agree to it. But I'm going to get going because I got to meet up with my neighbors. They're so adorable. I appreciate them greatly. And I like to give back to them. And so I've decided to give back to them on the weekend. But I also have an event today, and I'll tell you about the event. Let's see. I have an event. Oh, yeah, I have an event celebrating Taino culture, right? My family is Tainos, Indians, and my grandpa and my grandpa and my mom look exactly like Tainos. Exactly. They're very tall, very, very dark Indians, very dark Indians. They got straight hair, right? Um, and they're from the community in Puerto Rico. So I actually thought I was always Puerto Rican. It turns out I thought that was a thing, but as it turns out, I am Taino in the island of Puerto Rico. So, just a lot of fun facts going on here. I'm so happy about so many things that are going on in my life. This is going to be my first celebration with my Taino culture. I don't know what to expect, and I am going to observe and be a part of a bigger system. I am so happy. All right, guys, I will tell you all about it. If I'm allowed to take pictures, I'll take some pictures. If I'm not, I have to respect the Taino culture. Thank you, Sweets Carmel. The scientist is Nikola Tesla, and Elon copied Nikola Tesla because he's a copycat. Can we get a general reading, like an overall reading, no specific question? Yes, of course. Of course, right? Get that general reading without a doubt. All right. All right, guys. I am so happy. Wish me luck. I think I'll probably be outside again. Everything's outside here. But I would do anything to participate in a new investment in my culture. I came here to find my culture, so I'm doing it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for putting up with me. And I mean that in an annoying kind of way. Don't forget, get this book. So much to talk about, not enough time. Seriously, never enough time. Get this book, join me for tarot class. Um, Text me. Even if you text me at that number, that's fine. Or email me, right? And you email me at tracybrownlive@gmail.com. All right? And I will get back to you. I love you all. I can't leave you. I'm finding it hard to leave you, but I gotta go. I love you. Thank you for putting up with yet a few more pages of conversations with God. Thank you, guys. I love you. Take it easy. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys,